Hello, everyone. As we continue in our leadership internship here, I wanted to talk to you guys about 5 ways that I got unstuck in my growing pains. As you know, this first phase has been all about confidence and belief. And really, I want you to hear where I stumbled and where I felt stuck and explain to you how I got out of those situations. I want this to give you confidence to keep going. So many times we hit roadblocks and we're like, now what? What else? Can I really do this? And so I want you to hear and to see that, yes, like you are going to hit roadblocks in this business. You are going to get stuck. And the only thing that matters is that you figure it out and you keep going. So, in terms of the 5 growing pains. Now, growing pains are a positive thing. Growing pains in your business mean that you're seeing results and things are changing, and therefore you're feeling these growing pains because you're having success. The way to keep going is that you acknowledge the growing pain and you address it and you adapt as quickly as possible so that you can kind of move on to the next step. If you stay in that spot and you keep doing what you've done in the past, the growth will not happen as quickly as you probably want it to. So the first growing pain that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about 5. The first growing pain that I'm going to talk about is shifting from challengers to coaches. The way to build this business, yes, it is to help people one-on-one, is to get them in a group and to get them results. We all know that challengers are not as consistent as coaches. And at one point, I really wanted to shift my attention to add more coaches to the team and not as many challengers. I was helping a lot of people one-on-one and I was feeling really good about it, but I wasn't seeing a difference in my business. So if you are feeling a little stuck in this area, like I can sign up challengers, but every time I ask someone to be a coach, they say no. This is an area where you need to pivot and you need to grow. A couple things that I did, it changed my mindset. I read 4 books in a row that really helped. The first is You Are a Badass at Making Money. We're doing that as a book club and coach collab right now if you want to hop into that. The second is The Universe Has Your Back. The third is the 5 a.m. Club. And the fourth was Everything is Figure Outable. These books in combination gave me the confidence and the mindset to shift to I'm going to only invite to the team and no longer help people one-on-one with what they're going to eat for dinner. Don't get me wrong, I will still do that occasionally, but my focus and who I talk to attracts the coach that wants to do what we are all doing. And you guys, the reason behind this is that it's more fun. It is more fun to help someone when they believe in this and they love this and they want to help someone else. It's less fun to tell someone what they're going to eat for dinner. And obviously, it's more impactful to have a team and to grow a team and to be a leader of leaders than to be a personal nutritionist. The second growing pain that I experienced was I was relying on certain people to get things done for me. This is when I wanted to advance rank or when I was really trying to hit a goal, I would narrow in, okay, these people, I'm going to focus on them. I'm going to help them make it happen. And then when they didn't do what I was helping them to do, I kind of gave up and I was like, well, I guess they're not going to do that. And the reality is that you are the only person that can make things happen. So I gave up for like 5 seconds and then I said, this is silly. And I decided that I was going to make it happen. So I went out and I started speaking to the person that I wanted. I got them and I got them to Emerald. So don't rely on others to make things happen for you. You have the power to make things happen. It just is all up here. It's all in your mindset. The third thing to get unstuck is I've heard many of you say this is I just want to find coaches that want to run with me. The growing pain and the answer to this is speak to why you love to coach. Why do you love to coach? Talk about those things and you will attract that person that also wants those things in life. So you need to shift your language from I'm running this group to I love helping people with their health and fitness. I love being surrounded by this community. I talk about why you love coaching. The other part of this is for the coaches that you have, that you want them to run. My answer to this is give them space. Give them space to run. And I'll use my personal example with Lauren. My first group that I ran on my own was 80 Day. And I asked her, I said, can you help me? Do you want to come on this call? And Lauren said, no, you got this. And I did not. I felt in that moment that I did not have it. It's like, I can't do this on my own. But when you give people space, they step into it. And I stepped up and I led that group through 80 Day Obsession, and it was amazing. Many of you were on that possibly. And it was such a great group, but it was because Lauren gave me space to lead. So for your coaches that you want to run, give them space to grow and give them space to lead. And at first they may say, I can't do this. And that's why you are there to say, yes, you can. I know you can. And sometimes you need someone to believe in you before you even believe in you. So be that for your coaches. The fourth growing pain is embracing balance. We have a lot of Enneagram 3s here. A lot of us are workaholics. We like to work. We have great work ethic. But if you don't set boundaries and if you don't set balance, you will burn out. Burnout leads to resentment. Burnout leads to just lots of bad things. So we all have big goals and we all want to work towards those things, but I encourage you to set boundaries and really set your priorities. For me, I try not to look at my phone between 5 and 7 so that I'm really present with the girls. The other thing is if someone reaches out to me, my reaction is I need to respond to them right away. Give yourself permission to see it and be like, okay, I'll get to that in my next block of work. Always, I try and get back to people always within 24 hours, but give yourself the permission to not immediately respond. You can respond to them at night, the next block of work that you have up. Just be smart about your time. So that's embracing balance. The fifth is create before you consume. So we've talked about this a lot recently, but this one is key, you guys. The key to this business is finding your true voice. And when you speak that true voice, you're going to attract the right people that will stay with you long term. If you find a voice of someone else's and people join you based on that voice, long term you're going to come into conflict. So the key to that is creating before you consume. First thing in the morning, think about what you want to say, what music you want to choose. What is on your heart that day? And don't look at anyone else's stuff. It's funny, half the time I'll do that, and then I'll see lots of other people have done a similar thing, and you're like, all right, we're on the same wavelength today. Universe is listening to us. But creating before you consume is key for you to find your inner voice and speak your truth. The key, like I said, the key to this business is you showing up as you. We can be inspired by lots of things. I may see someone do a post and I'm like, oh, I really like that post. I will write it down as an idea. I will capture the idea and then I will come back to it at another time I take that idea and then I put it into my own words. But if you see something and you copy it verbatim or if you do that right away, that's not going to come from you and your inner voice. So create before you consume. So those are the 5 ways to become unstuck, to go through your growing pains. When you shift from challengers to coaches, don't rely on others. Do the work yourself. Make it happen yourself. If you want coaches to run, you give them space. Embrace your balance, set working hours, adhere to them. And 5th is creating with a clear mind. Create before you consume content. So thank you for listening to this lesson, and I'm going to type up the assignment in the post. Have a great day, guys.